Well, I want to say, first up, congratulations. You are now looking at the 13th event in 13 weeks, and I have to say, you have done a phenomenal job, I think, in dealing with the pandemic and everything that's come out. I think there were almost 3,600 COVID tests that were given to 1,000 players and caddies, and out of that, only 7 players and 3 caddies came back positive, and you guys have managed to successfully get through this. So you must be feeling pretty good right now.
We are. It's gratifying to be here, and I think when you look at what has gotten us here, our players and caddies, as you mentioned, deserve all the credit because they took our protocols, took responsibility and ownership of those protocols right from the outset. They were open to the adjustments we made, and it's just wonderful to be back here at East Lake, a tournament and a venue that is reflective of the great work that we do in the communities where we play, competing for the FedExCup playoffs with this unbelievable field, 1, 2, and 3 in the official World Golf Ranking, 1, 2, and 3 in the FedExCup. And if last Sunday is any indication of what's to come this weekend, I think it's going to be a phenomenal Tour Championship.
You know, you bring up East Lake. I was going to bring this up a little later in the interview, but since you mention it now, let's jump into that because I don't think enough people know about what Tom Cousins has done with East Lake, how important that has become. He's a developer for Atlanta, for those who don't know it. He came up with this idea of making sure that he was going to give back to the community with the golf club there, making sure all the profits go back into the community, doing it in ways where you have affordable housing in an area that was once very low income and very high crime. By doing that, giving money back to the schools, the education, and making sure that they were hiring people, the results have been phenomenal. I think they went from crime rate of down 96% and 78% of the kids passing the state math test versus 5% before. It's an example that's been held up all over the place and is now in 13 other communities. And I think you can't say enough about that.
You really can't, and you just said it beautifully. I mean, we love Tom and Ann Cousins, and, you know, that vision goes back to 1995. This golf course was revitalized in 1998. The Drew Charter School, which is just off of the front entryway here to East Lake. Last year, the men's golf team won the Class A State Golf Championship. And you drive around this community, and there's incredible thankfulness and appreciation for what Mr. Cousins has done here. And when you look at the Atlanta community and Coca-Cola Southern Company, our partners, there's great appreciation for everyone that's in this community and what they represent. And that's hope, and it's pretty spectacular.
Hey, Jay, watching what's been out there, people have been so hungry for sports, and I know it's been huge in that's translated to in broadcast ratings and in other places. I think the broadcast ratings for NBC and CBS were up something like 23%. Golf Channel was up by 50%, and then the PGA Tour social engagement was up by more than 62%, I think, which is really exciting thinking about what's out there. We have all these companies that come on, Zoom and other ones, who have really become companies that have taken off and done even better during the pandemic. And I just wonder, do you think that engagement lasts after life gets back to normal?
I do. And listen, we came back the week of June 8 to 11. We were excited to be back early. Not only were we back as a tour, but our game was back. And as an industry, we worked very hard state to state, with governors, with mayors, making certain that golf continued to be an option for people as we were battling this pandemic, safe and responsible golf. And I think as more and more people have played the game, we're seeing those consumption numbers on the PGA Tour, but then you're also seeing those consumption numbers as it relates to participation, record retail sales the last 2 months. This is a game for everybody. Our golf courses are thriving, and alongside our partners at the PGA of America and other industry partners, you know, we're working really hard right now to make certain that as we come out of this pandemic, our sport continues to accelerate. But, you know, we've talked about this on the air. Why is the game of golf not growing fast enough? We had for the last couple of years, and we've seen tremendous growth, tremendous engagement. It is an opportunity. And again, I go back to our players and the responsibility that they've taken to get us here and the inspiration that they're providing. And for us to be able to get back to the great work that we do in all the communities where we play, you know, last year we generated over $200 million for charity. And some of the stories that have come out from events that we weren't even able to play, have been phenomenal in terms of the dollars that we've been able to leave in the community.